Morning, everybody. My name is Jared O'Leary. I've been drumming since 1998, and I still got plenty to work on today. I'm working out of this book, not that, this book, 50 Ways of Syncopation by Don Moyle. It's got 50 ways that you can practice limb independence with the 20 charts in this book. Highly recommend it. The 12 charts at the end of Ted Reed's book, Syncopation, or the 55 charts on my YouTube channel. Now, in these practice streams, I'm here answering questions if people have them. And if there are no questions, then I'm just here practicing to try and improve stuff that I'm not good at yet. Even though I've been drumming since 1998, it's mainly been drumline, rudimental stuff, followed by concert stuff, and less than 1% of my time has been on drum kit. Last year, I mainly focused on limb independence, like learning a bunch of different ways to do limb independence. And this year, I'm going to be continuing to work on that while adding in working on double bass at the end of these practice streams. Now, in all of these streams, there's a few hundred of them, there are timestamps in the description to show what I was practicing or what I was talking about. Often, I get questions about how to get better as a performer, and because I've taught every grade kindergarten through doctoral student in both music education and computer science education, I also get questions about how to get better as an educator, and so I often edit those and put them in this Drumming Tips playlist. There's currently 12 seconds shy of 19 hours of drumming Q&A inside of here. So if you are interested in a wide range of topics like how to prepare for auditions in a month, or taking a gap year with WGI and DCI, or is slicing on tenors a bad thing, etc., there's a ton of topics in here. Just make sure that you check out the timestamps in the description to see if there are other topics that are of interest. So if it says and other drumming tips or and other teaching tips, the title's the first thing, but this means that there's more if it says, and other. But I am not good at limb independence yet and double bass, so I'm going to have Shia LaBeouf help motivate me to get better on the drums. So we're going to hide him because of copyright, but let me make him in all his high-definition glory. Okay, so I'm going to do the daily ritual of getting motivated with Shia LaBeouf. Help me, Shia. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Wow. Everybody's so motivated. Thanks, Shia. Appreciate you. All right. I am going to be practicing limb independence. Now, the way I'm doing this is, again, going out of Don Moyle's book. Now, I've taken Dom's book and I put it into the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet keeps track of like how I've been doing on it as I've been working on these. There's like 62 variations in here. The 50 from Dom's book and then 12 variations of my own. Now, I'm going to warm up between two different patterns. The first pattern I'm going to play is paradiddle left, right, right, left. So right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. Paradiddle left, right, right, left. Are you a transformer? That's cool. Autobots. Paradiddle left, right, right, left. While I read on the foot, so. Okay, so I'm going to be reading through charts with the foot. But every 4 bars, I'm going to switch from paradiddle left, right, right, left to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And the hi-hat's on the offbeat. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And while I keep the snare on 2 and 4. And 1, and 2, 3, and 4. And so every 4 bars switching between these while again reading through the charts on the right foot. Now, what charts are you asking? Well, on my home tab of YouTube, there's thousands of free exercises inside of here. So, for example, there are chop exercises. If you do drumline stuff like I do, there's over 1,000 grid variations. I was working on the Flam 5 grid the other day for triplet, but there's many more. So many you have to click the header to actually show all of these thousands of free resources. And then there's this section. I'll get back to that. Marching bass drum stuff. There's drumline cadences. There's sight reading exercises. There's almost 500 technique exercises. And then here's where you can find the just under 20 hours of drumming Q&A, as well as the scripted drumming lessons, which is not me responding to questions live on stream, but is instead like a scripted lesson that I've prepared in advance and have like different camera angles, etc., etc. Sorry, I'm reading through a comment. It looks like it's from Dennis. My screen is really far away. Sometimes I feel like rudiments are not going to translate to the kit. Is this just a trust the process thing, or is there a way? They're not going to apply the kit, most of them. So it's an unpopular opinion because like a lot of like people will like, you got to learn the 40 essential rudiments, and I would argue that half of those are a waste of your time. Like most of them are like counting the number of double strokes you're doing, which is like cool. The knowing the number of double strokes really does nothing for you. Rudiments are great for rudimental percussion. They're less great for concert percussion, and they're really not super important for drum kit. So for example, like a book report. Is that going to sound good in a song? Probably not. Like cheese cheddar chuz. When on earth would you ever do that? Like a lot of the hybrid rudiments, and even like I'm gonna do a triplet Rudiments. Cool. That has absolutely nothing to do with most of what you're gonna play on drum kit. So I don't usually recommend practicing rudiments. In fact, there's a video on here. And it says, it's number 115. It says, should you practice rudiments on drum kit? And so I elaborate on it more. But what I recommend practicing is limb independence more so than rudiments. Rudiments, I love you, is... responding to my wife, is not something that I really recommend for kit. Like, does it help your hands? Sure. Yeah, but is it going to apply in a musical context? Most of them, probably not. Other than like a very basic, like, oh, I learned how to do like a 6-stroke roll or something like. Cool. Maybe that'll be useful, but most of the time, especially the hybrid rudiments, not so much. In terms of translating musically, in terms of technically speaking, yeah, it helps your hands. So for the limb independent stuff, which I'm about to get to, if you go to the home tab and you scroll down to the limb independent section, click on this, and there's all these different playlists in here, from like timing exercises to straight charts to swung charts. Now, when you click on any one of these playlists, doesn't matter which one it is, but any one of them, this video, number 50 for the drumming tips, is how to develop limb independence on the drum kit. I highly recommend going through the steps that are outlined at the very beginning here. So if you look at the timestamps or at the start of this, there's several steps. Start at the very beginning and just go through this process slowly using the free resources that are in the limb independence section. If you can go through those 7 steps for any one of the limb independence exercises, it'll make it so that you can develop limb independence, which makes it so that you can improvise live or sight read live, and just play anything you want. Okay, so that's what I'd highly recommend. Now, if you're like, well, what do I practice? I did a stream a couple months ago that was playing one chart 62 different ways, and some of them sound great, and others are like, Jared, you still need to practice that. And I'm like, yes, I agree with you. So this has all 62 different ways explaining how to do them using the process outlined in here. So every single one of these limb independence videos shows you how to do that. Now, I'm going to warm up, and I'm going to warm up with those 2 different patterns that I mentioned earlier. It's weird going from this pattern into this pattern, so we'll see if my brain can do it. Well, hello to you on the vertical. Stay tuned, folks. We'll find out. But hold on a second. We got to ban somebody who was being a troll earlier. Just sub and check it out. Hey, I appreciate it. If you're new here, the home tab is where you have to go to like sort through it all, because there's literally thousands of free resources. So my video tab, like, you'll never find anything because there's like a new play along every day. But what I'd recommend, Dennis, is check out the tips and lessons section. This is where I've answered almost 20 hours of other Q&A from other people in these streams. And then the drumming lessons, which is like more specific, like how to hold traditional grip or how to do crossover on drum kit, etc. So that has like more specific questions that are scripted, more time for me to think through. And this is more me responding live, but the edited version of it. Would I ever do a reaction video? So I mainly avoid that kind of content because of copyright issues. So I am very averse to it because I don't want to create thousands of free resources only to get like copyright strikes and then have my channel deleted. There are ways to do it like in an educational way, and I have been thinking about potentially taking like rehearsal clips and like there's a Blue Coats one that I watched where I could take what the feedback is. Thank you for the sub, appreciate you, and like providing commentary on, oh, here's why you might do this educationally. This is where you would not want to make that same kind of comment or feedback, etc. So I might do something like that in the future. But so far, the most that I've done for like a React kind of thing is under this Just for Fun playlist, there's a couple of videos where I did AI-generated lot clips and AI-generated drumming, and it had some hilarious results. So these are basically an edited version of the streams where I did that. So like, for example, for the drumline one, like look at this, like it's a snare drum with like 2 side drums on it. And then we have like cymbals that'll like spawn out of nowhere on their hands. I think this is a group. Yeah. So like I did some React with like AI, but I haven't reacted to other people's content because of just copyright issues. I am very averse to that. Anyways, but good question. It is something that a lot of people do. It's very easy content for people to make, but depending on how you do it, it's technically against the like YouTube terms and whatnot. But okay, sorry, I talked a lot. So switching between 2 different patterns. In all of these thousands of free exercises on my home tab, you can jump to whatever BPM that you'd like to, starting very slow to very fast. As slow as 20 for some of them, and as fast as 200 for others. So I am going to do this at 125, I think. We'll see how this goes. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and there's actually quite a few people who like do React content for like drum kit. Like their entire channels are dedicated to that. Mine's more of like educational resources. But it's not to say that I won't do it in the future. But because my PhD is in music education, that's like my unfair advantage, is being able to teach. So I focused on that. Okay, so better than it was like 2 weeks ago. Yay! Again, switching between these 2 ostinatos while reading the charts with my foot. 1, 2, here we go. On that third to last line, I screwed up. I played the hi-hat with the ride on the quarter notes. I'm so sorry. Cut. 1, 2, 1 and 2, and here we go. said that wrong. Good one to look at would be Drumeo. Yeah, Drumeo's got a lot of great resources, especially if you're into drum kit. They have like nothing for rudimental, which is like what I really focus on. But you know, to each their own. Drumeo's been around forever. Okay, so far I haven't really had that like hi-hat issue again, which is great. Where it came in on the downbeat instead of on the upbeat. 1, 2, 1 and 2, and here we go. Cool. Now I'm going to stretch and massage. I do this every day. I recommend you do it as well. First stretch that I do stretches the sides of the forearms. You take your sticks, you hold them in your palms facing up. You pull in, you push through. Ooh, it looks funny. It feels good. There's a drumming lesson in that playlist. That's called This Hand Routine Saved My Drumming, and it has these stretches and more to help you to keep your hands nice and healthy. So you too can be drumming when you're old like me. Next is I'm stretching the underside of the forearm by just pulling back like this. Don't pull hard. Don't rip stuff. Do. Switch. Oh, that feels good. Oh, yeah. Okay, so reading through those charts, that felt mostly good. Yay. The biggest issue was like my reading. A couple of the times I just like skipped a line and read the wrong line. I was like, wait. I went back to the correct one, or I just like misread a rhythm. So hooked on phonics did not work for me. And then that one where it was the third to last line where I played the hi-hat with the ride on the downbeats. My bad. Other than that, it felt much better than it did a couple weeks ago. Switching between two different limit independence patterns is very difficult. You don't have to do it every 4 bars like I am. If you're like actually playing a gig, you might do it every 8 bars or every 16 bars. But that ability to just jump right into a new pattern is what I'm working on. So I'm doing it every 4 bars so that way I can practice those transitions. And by the way, I'm stretching my fingers now. Finger to finger, it just goes twice as fast. This is the last stretch that I will do. And then I'm going to do a quick massage routine. And then I'm going to play a samba pattern into a bayon pattern while reading through the charts. Enjoy that free ASMR. Can we get another one? Nope. Unsubscribed. Dennis is like, this is the most disappointing stream ever. Didn't have ASMR. And Pinky. Ooh-wee. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to massage. So I'm doing thumb on top, fingers underneath, just kind of working my way up and down the forearms, trying to relax everything. You can flip it over, go like this. You also might need to massage your triceps, your biceps, depending on, what you've been doing the last couple of days. Or what techniques you use. Like if you use rotary motions, then your biceps move up and down. It's a speed thing, not a strength thing. But either way, this makes it so your bicep just goes woo, 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 up and down. So you might need to massage that. Okay, now I'm going to massage the palm of the hand with the thumb, and the fingers are going to massage the back side of the hand. Just working my way around. If you're watching this video and you're not following along, you're missing out on relaxing your hands. You can do it too. Keep your hands healthy. Been drumming for almost 30 years now. I want to drum for at least another 30 more. I'm going to do that by keeping my hands healthy. Okie dokie. The last one is base to tip of each one of the fingers, so I'm just going to massage, wiggling my way from the base to the tip, at least twice, maybe thrice. Oh, oh. Thought it was going to pop. Nope. Fail. Okay. Last one. Oh, pinky's tight, so I'm going to do a little more. Every day your hands are going to feel different. Again, like what I did for my workout this morning will have an impact today and tomorrow. Whether or not I do this stretch and massage routine later on today when I'm not drumming will have an impact on how I play tomorrow, etc. It's all connected. All right. It's all in the hips. Cool. +7 energy. Okay, so the next pattern that I'm going to do is very subtle, the difference. It's only in the right foot that changes. So my hand, or I guess I should say my cymbals are going to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. So 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 the hi-hat 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 and 3 4 and 1 2 and 3. However you want to think of it as 8th notes or 16th notes, whatever you want to do. The first thing that I'm going to do with my right foot is a samba pattern. So, and then switch to a bione for 4, and then switch back to this. While reading charts on the snare drum. Okay, so not much changes. It's only in the right foot. Subtle change, but it sounds different. Okay, so now I'm going to play this let's try it at 170. So I'm going to go back to my home tab. And I'm scrolling down past all the chop stuff. If you are a rudimental drummer, there's a ton of fun stuff in here to check out chop-wise, but I'd really recommend spending time on these grid variations. There's a reason why there's over 1,000 of them. But really focus your time on the technique exercises. You have to click on the header to show all of them. But if you're a drum kit player, there's tons of stuff in here to work on too, like endurance and speed. Do those with your hands or your feet. I'm going to work on one here in probably about 30 or so minutes just for my feet so I can try and, get double bass down. But there's tons of stuff. And if you're like, how do I practice this stuff? Over 20 hours of content in me responding to Q&A in this one, and then in the scripted lessons in there. So I got you. Plenty of free resources. And if you're like, why would I listen to you? Because I'm old. And I have a PhD in music education. So I know at least some things. Okay. Instead of going in order in sequence, today I'm just going to go randomly through the charts. So we're going to do 31 through 35. Sounds great. I'm going to try jumping into it right at 170. But the last 2 times that I tried these 2 different patterns, it completely fell apart until I sat with it for a moment. So it's likely going to happen again because I'm not comfortable with these yet. Hence why I'm practicing. But wish me luck. Let's see how this goes. And go. 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, so this is the samba pattern. Bione. 1, 2, back to samba. Here we go. Read that wrong. I swear I can read. Not this morning, apparently. I need more coffee, I think. 4 of samba, 4 of bayonne. 1, 2, here, go. Bayonne. Samba. Bayonne. Sorry, samba. Man, talking messed me up. So, you know what? I'm not going to do 5-way independence this time. This time I'm going to just do 4-way independence. So I won't talk. 2, 1, 2, here, go. Who would have thunk only doing 4-way independence is easier than doing 5-way? Bayonne. Samba, here we go. Oops. On line 2, I started with the samba again. I was just, really feeling that samba. Apparently, I didn't want to stop. Can't stop, won't stop. 1, 2, ready, there. Oh, that was it. I wanted to do more. Okay. That went better than I thought it would. Not talking certainly helped. Let's go to another set of charts. So I'm going to go back. Boop, home tab. Scroll down to limb independence section. Click on the header. And I'm going to play it faster. So 2 days ago when I did the last limb independence stream, I tried it at 200 for funsies. Let's try it again. We'll see how it goes. Again, just kind of going in random order. 11 through 15, it's calling to me. In all these thousands of play-alongs, they start slow as 20, or they go fast as 240. Tyler, hello! How's your week going? Is it better than last week? 200. Wish me luck. Will my brain survive? Nobody knows. My number 2 chatter has arrived. You're funny. Samba de Bayonne 2. Here we go. You doing well other than missing a tenor stream? Well, I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Here we go. Samba, Bayonne, switching every 4 bars. 1, 2, ready, and. I like it. This feels surprisingly comfortable given the speed. 1, 2, here we go. Last try. 1, 2, here we go. I liked it. That was fun. Went better than I thought it would. I'm kind of curious. If we went faster, what would happen? I'm going to pick another set. 46 or 50. Sounds great. That was 200. Is my foot going to fall off? Yes. Yes, it is. Wish me luck. I'm just going to try just the first try, just for fun. One, two, here we go. That's fun. I like it. Cool. Okay, so that was switching between 2 different patterns. And you're like, where are these patterns from? Most of the patterns that I play on these streams are from this book by Dom Moyo, M-O-I-O. It's called 50 Ways of Syncopation. Highly recommend the book. Highly recommend Dom as well. Amazing drummer and just a super cool dude. I have not played in a while swung patterns. So let's practice reading some swung. This spreadsheet, by the way, has like Dom's patterns and some of my own variations inside of it. And I think I'm going to do what I did the other day. It's a fun little combo. So what you end up doing is you do pattern number 2 and pattern number 4 from Dom's book. Now you're like, well, what are those? So pattern number 2, ding, 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 your standard ride pattern for swung. Hi-hats on 2 and 4. Short notes are swung on the 8th notes, or on the snare drum. And anything longer than 8th note is on the bass drum. Okay, that's pattern 1. Pattern number 2. Hi-hat stays on 2 and 4. This is a constant between the two different patterns. But now I'm playing eighth notes, long notes, on both the bass drum and the ride, like this. While you fill in with triplet ghost notes. So if you're playing quarter notes, you're going to go triplet, 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 triplet. Okay, so I'm going to read through the charts using those two different patterns. And I think either 135 or 140 should be okay. So I'm going to go to my home tab, scroll down to the limb independent section, click. So far today, I've just been playing the straight charts, but wait, it's the same charts, but swung. So I'm going to go to the swung variations, and in my headphones, the play along that you can't hear, but you would if you played it on your devices, is going to play the same patterns, but swung. I have not played through 41 through 45 today, so that sounds great. And maybe 140. The thing that like slows me down with this one is like the number of ghost notes. Like if it's like 2 measures of rest or something, that's just a whole lot on your hand. Ding, ding, ding. Oops, I gotta flip this over. Otherwise my mouse will wiggle around. Here do we go. Normal ride pattern, short, long, followed by that tom thing. The hardest part is actually going back into this pattern for me. This is objectively easier to play, but for whatever reason, my brain is like, what's the ride pattern on the right hand? I don't know. 2, a 1, 2, ready, and. Oops, I switched it. Yeah, so I switched the short long on that one line where I started playing the long on the snare drum and the short on the bass drum. Here we go. 1, 2, a 1, 2, ready, and. Mess around with timbres, dynamics, accents, taps, whatever. Once you get comfortable with it, make it more musical. You can also improvise on these top lines. I'm just playing the ostinato and talking, but you don't have to do that. That was a weird chart. It's fun though. Here we go. 45, the last one. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, and... Now, by the way that I'm practicing the switching between them today is like every 4 bars. But you could also like play through the first line as So you could do it on just the 4th bar where you're playing a different pattern on there. So for this example, what I was just doing with the swung stuff, that might make more sense. But what I was doing earlier with the going in between these 2 different samba and bione patterns, it might not make as sense to just do a bione on like the 4th bar. But this would be a great way to practice just doing fills and whatnot. If you're like sitting in a jazz band, you're like, how do I do this? Well, try out 2 different patterns and maybe just do one of the patterns on the 4th bar of each one of the lines. That's an idea for you. Insane skills. I appreciate it. If you go back a year ago, most of these, if you listen to it, they were not good. Most of my drumming's been rudimental. But the drum kit limb independent stuff is something that I really started focusing on last year. Now, I'm going to do a limb independence pattern that was quite literally impossible for me to play. For a couple of months. Let's pull it up so you can see it. Okay, so this pattern... Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Thanks, though. Sorry, I gotta paste the correct one. Boop. Okay, so pattern number 52. If you're on the vertical, it's here. If you're on the horizontal, it's now here. Whichever one you want, okay? You have a request for me. What's your question? Okay, so the pattern that I'm going to play, instead of playing 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 3 and a 4 and a... I'm going to play it triplets. So instead of 1 and a 2 and a da 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 da. Okay, so I'm going to play it as triplets. Not a question? This is not like a cover stream. This is like if you have questions, then I answer it. Like the person on YouTube vertical, what drum set would I recommend that's under $300? I actually don't know. Any drum kit would work. If you're just a beginner, it doesn't matter what you got, as long as you can play on something. It doesn't need to be record ready. Like, you don't need like a fancy mic setup. You don't need all the bells and whistles and whatnot. Just something simple. For me, for this particular setup, I've got 2 toms, so a floor and a high tom. You could add in the 3rd tom. We've got plenty of those. And then a snare drum. But as far as cymbals, all you need is a hi-hat and something else. In this instance, I have a ride right here, but I also have a crash right here that you can sort of see. And this is more than enough. But really, what you want to get good on is 1, 2, and 3. If you can make something sound good with just a bass drum, a snare drum, and a hi-hat, then when you add in the other different textures, timbres, melodic options, then you can really expand like what you can do musically speaking. But what you really want to start off if you are a beginner is just like get comfortable with playing make that sound good, and then you can add in all the other stuff. Like a lot of beginner and even intermediate drummers, they'll like start off with like, I'm gonna get like 9 toms and 50 cymbals, and like if I were to just change from Zildjian to like Sabian, then maybe I'd sound better. Like, no, what's gonna make you sound better is like practicing. Just being real. So don't worry about the gear if you're a beginner. Just focus on like learning the basics and like really getting it nice and groovy for a drum kit. That's what I recommend. But good question. Okay, so the pattern that I'm doing, da 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 with hi-hat on 2 and 4. This is technically a straight pattern. That I'm gonna play with swung drums while reading through the charts, okay? And last time I did this, I did it at 7,000 beats a minute. No, I did it at 125. Let's try it at 130. Will it sound good? Don't know. Boop, boop, boop. Scroll down. Limb independent section. Boop. By the way, if you're a beginner, the pattern that I'm playing is a 3/4 straight over swung. Do not start with this pattern. This pattern literally took me months to learn. You could go back to prior streams to see me attempting it the first time, and I couldn't even play quarter notes with it because turns out it's difficult. Who would have thunk? Okay, I don't think I played this one today, this set of charts. And I'm going to try it today at 1:30. Timestamps in the description of all the thousands of free drumming exercises on my channel. We're going to read through 5 charts. Or at least attempt to. 2, 1, 2, ready, and... That's what the ride's playing. Hi-hat on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and... Read the rhythm wrong at the end. I'm sorry. Chart number 22. Again, you can improvise or just play the ostinato or get a water break, whatever you want to do on these top lines. Here we go. Yay! This feels comfortable. And we're playing faster than we did last time. High five. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and... That's nice. Why, thank you. It's a weird one. Since you're on the vertical, it's this thing right up here. 3/4, straight over swung. Don't start with this one. if you are new. Cool. Last chart for this pattern, and then I'm going to try another pattern that's just like this with 3/4 straight over swung, but it's even harder. Yay! 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. Why, hello. Turns out, that's difficult. Fun to play, though. Okay, so this time while playing through it, I played it at 130. Not 10. That would be impressive. And it was mostly between musical and technically proficient, so I was adding in some extra, like, timbres and textures, changing the dynamics a little bit. Nothing too crazy. But, yeah, it was great. I had fun with it. So... success. Now, the next variation, like I hinted at, is even harder. This one also took me a couple months to even be able to read through these charts. Paste it there so you can see it. So now it's up above my head. But the last time I played through this at what speed? 115. Let's try it at 120 today for fun. Mad impressive, but where am I from? Oh, I appreciate it. Arizona. United States. Where are you from? Anata wa doko desu ka? Okay, so this pattern, a soca pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. So normally you like. I'm not getting a. There we go. You need to get that shup in there. So da 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 da. So 16 notes. Oh, 1 E-N, 2 E-N, 3 E-N, 4 E-N. But I'm gonna play them as triplets. Triplet, 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 triplet. So that's 3/4. So I'm doing 3 of those in the space of 4 quarter notes, and that's a straight pattern. And I'm going to play swung on the drums, where we're going to have... So that was just 8th notes with quarter notes in there, so... It's wacky. Do not try this one at home. You need parental permission and a lifeguard on duty. You're from Tennessee? Nice. Why am I using quiet cymbals? Because I don't want to annoy everyone in a 10-mile radius around me. So for people who are unfamiliar with it, the reason why you can see my hand through the cymbals is because there's holes drilled into it. And these are the mesh cymbals, the mesh heads, the silent strokes by Remo. And they make it so it's quieter. So this is technically a hybrid drum kit. I can change the sound of my bass drum to be whatever I want. It just makes it so that, like, my wife can be in the other room, and if she's on the phone, nobody can even hear me practicing. But it's great for, like, if in an apartment or townhome or whatever, or you just have neighbors that are close by, so you don't, annoy them by practicing all day. That's why I have these. The only problem that I have with them is they take your normal sticks Here's a fresh pair. These. And they turn them into vampire stakes, which is great if you like to hunt vampires in your spare time. So if you notice, these are much pointier because the holes on the cymbals just kind of like eat through your sticks. So have some extra pairs on standby. Cool. Okay, so we're going to try it at 120. So the pattern that is here on the screen, and I'm going to go back to my home tab of YouTube. I'm going to scroll down past the free exercises in the limb independent section, and we're going to attempt to play this 5 clicks faster than I've done before. So inside of here, swung, because the drum part's swung, even though the hi-hat part is straight. And I haven't played through 6 through 10 today, I don't think. How can you get really fast single stroke roll? Practice. No, the actual answer, one, I'm going to challenge you to not focus on singles. A lot of people focus on, oh yeah, I'm the best drummer in the world because I can do that one thing. There's like a billion more things that you could do that's like equally impressive. Like even just, those are called flam accents, and they're distinct, as opposed to like doing that the entire time. But the answer is, if you go to the home tab of YouTube, you got to get out of the way of your sticks when you're practicing. Technique exercises. So go under the technique section. Thank you for the sub. And go into the endurance and speed exercises, and there's a ton of stuff to work on, your singles, even your doubles inside of here. So in the technique section of my home tab, endurance and speed exercises, and then just practice these with your hands. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to practice one of these with my feet, so stay tuned for that, because I'm working up my double bass, which I haven't done before. But you got to let the rebound of the stick work for you, and practice those exercises. Now, if you're like, how do I let the rebound of my stick work for me? There's a drumming lessons video that is coming out in, I think, 2 weeks. How to drum louder, that one can help out, so stay tuned for that. But there's also a bunch of other like tips and stuff. There's literally over 19 hours of tips just in this playlist where I've answered questions like the one that you asked on the stream. So check out this section, check out the drumming lessons, and then spend time working on technique. But that's the quick answer. I elaborated on more on other videos, but right now I want to hit drum fast. All right, so we're playing at 120. I'm doing charts 6 through 10. Going into the timestamp of any of these thousands of free play-alongs, you click on whatever BPM you want. I want 120. It's going to count off in my headphones. You can't hear it. It's there. Trust me. But first, Kolhi. You're very welcome. If you're just jumping in on the vertical, I'm playing this pattern that's right above my head. It's a 3/4 pattern. Straight over swung. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a quarter note. Well, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in the hi-hat. 1, 2, here we go. Day 8 of asking for a Fortnite stream. Oh, Portnite. Oh, okay. It's Mike Portnoy's version of Fortnite. He's being sued for that, unfortunately. Don't worry. In 100 years, I'll play it again. Here we go. Something fell. I was like, what is that thudding sound? It was a drum key. That's from when I pulled those sticks out earlier. That's funny. I was like, what? Are my dogs in the room? No. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. Whoa! Stick trick. You only sub for Fortnite? I mean, I play whatever game is interesting to me. So today I'm going to be playing Yakuza like a dragon, but have no plans to play Fortnite again. Now, most of the issues that I had was just reading errors, but otherwise it was mostly technically proficient, and then random stick tricks just for fun, but I had fun with that. Any tool that assesses me hitting the notes real time? Nope. None that I'm using. My ears. Yay, gravity still works. But there are some like apps that people sell, but all my stuff is free. I don't like to sell things. Since 2003, when I started teaching drums, all my stuff on my website is free. So speaking of my website, so if you go to here, any one of these videos or at the top right here takes you to jaredoleary.com/drum, and this is where you can find like all the resources that I've shared since I started teaching over 20 years ago, whether it's presentations, publications, the computer science stuff that I've created, the drumming content that I've created, the gaming stuff that I've created. It's all here. But /drum is where you can find all of the thousands of free drumming exercises. Traditional grip is just not agreeing with your hand, then don't play it. So for context, I used to march traditional grip. So I did traditional with snare drum in high school, in college, and with DCI, our center snare for every drum line that I marched on. So I'm very familiar with traditional grip, but I exclusively play match grip now because it is better for you as a percussionist. If you play snare drum and maybe some drum kit, you can get away with it, but I don't teach it anymore. I don't recommend it. To each their own, but if traditional grip is so great, then why don't we do double traditional? It just has to do with how it looks from back in the day when people used to play with a drum on a sling. So if you're playing on a flat drum, it doesn't make sense to play with traditional grip. If you're playing on a drum with a tilt on like drum kit, it doesn't really make sense to like do traditional grip because it's going to create some issues with like crossovers, etc. Can you do it? Yeah. I mean, Buddy Rich obviously proved that. But is it as effective as learning match grip, which you can use with all the other percussion instruments? No. So I don't actually recommend traditional grip. I recommend match grip, especially if you're a percussionist and not just a drummer. And being a percussionist, like having played like concert percussion, that's what paid my bills in my undergrad. I got a full ride in percussion performance because I played all the other instruments, not because I was a good snare drummer. Do I play or teach any other instruments? So, if you go up to CV, on here, in my undergrad and my master's are in instrumental music education, whereas my like PhD was more focused on like general music and technology and whatnot. But for my undergrad, I had to learn every single band and orchestra instrument. So I've played all of them. And when I, back in the day, past all this other stuff, I used to teach, done too much. I used to teach elementary band and general music. And so I would like play drum kit like boom, boom, while like modeling on the flute, or just like playing on the trumpet and whatnot instead of like conducting, because like fifth graders don't care about conducting. They're just trying to figure out like what note is A, like on my clarinet. So yeah, I've taught every band instrument. I've learned every orchestra instrument. The one like main glaring instrument that I haven't learned is guitar. And there's like 2 guitars and a bass guitar and a ukulele sitting over there, but my wife plays them. So if anyone's curious about my professional background, the CV is publicly available. Which is why it's actually hilarious when people come into the stream and they're like, you're not qualified to teach. Really now? I have multiple international awards as an educator and scholar, and I have a PhD in the thing that I am teaching. I'm still not qualified? What? Okay. I'm gonna work on my feet now. My feet are not good yet. So, for double bass, I got one, but I've never worked it up. Most of my playing's been like rudimental, like I was saying with like traditional and concert percussion. But for this year, I want to work on that left foot in particular to make it so that I can, you know, play some fun stuff. So on my home tab of YouTube, if we scroll down under the technique section, Buddy Rich will throw a cymbal at your head. Yeah, and then I would kick him in the face. Buddy Rich is a jerk. A lot of the clips that I've heard of him, he's not a nice dude. Sorry. Can he play? Yeah. But is he a horrible educator and a horrible like bandmate? Yeah. At least based on the stuff that I saw. Don't be like Buddy as a person. You can play like him. But that dude has some anger issues. Okay, I'm in the endurance and speed exercises. And the one that I've been working up on these streams slowly is Chug with hertas. So this one, it's a cool exercise. If you play it with your hands, etc. But eventually I want to be able to get my feet even faster than that. It's not there yet. It's going to get there. Give it time. You never knew a musician has a CV? Yeah, I highly recommend it. So if you're a tech student, I have it publicly available because I was an academic. So, like when I worked on grant projects, like if we go to the grant section, I was a co-PI, so a co-principal investigator for a couple $1 million worth of grants. And then like a curriculum developer for, I made curriculum that made like over $10 million. And then I did like adjunct professorship stuff and even turned down some professorships, both for computer science education and music education. So I have a really weird career, but like my CV is available because I would get people who'd be like, oh, I want to collaborate with you on this particular project. Can you send me your CV? And then I'd be like, here's a link. And so it's like always available. for anybody who wants to take a look at it, especially because like on the teaching side of things, there's a lot of drummers who are like really well intentioned but like don't know how to teach, and quite frankly are teaching things that I like strongly disagree with. And so if anyone is like wants to know what my background is, then they can go here. Having this publicly available has like led to like different publication. So like here's some book chapters and stuff. And then like presentation opportunities. I've done like over 100 presentations across North America. It like when it's available like this and people are able to in their leisure like browse it and go, oh wow, I didn't realize Jared did this or Jared did that. I should invite them to do this kind of presentation or publication. Now, granted, I've like intentionally stepped away from all that because I was tired of traveling. And tired of writing, but, yeah, if it's available, then job opportunities come your way, especially people know who you are and what you're capable of. And when this stuff is publicly available, like I've gotten, a lot of really cool opportunities because this stuff is just out there. But yeah, I always update my CV whenever it's like a new thing that I add like to it. So like the last time this was updated was January 29th of this year. So highly recommend it, doing that as well, regardless of what field you're in. Especially like if you do like tech, LinkedIn is also another great spot, at least from the computer science side of things, which is, I've taught that for several years, and worked at a nonprofit that's computer science education focused. Tech is like real big on LinkedIn. Music education, for whatever reason, is like bigger on Facebook, which I hate that platform. But a lot of music educators connect through there. But LinkedIn is growing more as like a platform for connecting. But yeah, have your CV available. And then I put pictures on here just because CVs are boring. So here's like our doggo Minnie who died last year. And me being super professional for a dissertation meeting. Yeah, I dressed up for that. Anyways. Let's play with our feet. So 2 days ago, when I worked on this, I did it from 60 to 70. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up by 5, and I'm going to do from 65 to 75, and I'm going to switch between heel down, which I'm more comfortable with, Pac-Man style, and heel up, which I'm less comfortable with while playing through this. 2, and 1, and 2, and ready, and go, and... Now heel up, 2, and 1, and 2, some extra notes just for fun. Heel down. 1, and 2, and... Jeffrey, good morning. 2, and 1, and 2, and... Heel down, 2, and 1, and 2, and da 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 da. My like foot slip. Let me adjust the pedal a wee bit. Okay. 2, and 1, and 2, and heel up. heel down. Now this is going to be 5 clicks faster than I started, or ended rather, a week ago. But it's already feeling more control. Just the little daily efforts paying off. And 2, heel up. Heel down. 2, and 2. Yeah, Woo! Feet are getting tired too. Heel up, and 2, and Okay, now the process that I went through, like I said, like a week and 2 weeks ago, I started at 60, I went up to 69, so like a 10-click range. And now, a couple weeks of working on it, I went from 65 to 74, okay? So each week, or every 2 weeks, you'll be able to push yourself to play a little bit faster. And over time, we'll get to the point where like my feet are able to play what my hands can play. But that's going to take months and years to work on that. So because I know what the grind is, because I've already done it with my hands, now I'm just applying it to the feet. So take your time with stuff, go slow with it. But in addition to playing stuff slowly, also push yourself like 5-10% of the time to play faster than you're comfortable with. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed up to 85 and try this. And it might completely fall apart. We'll find out. Stay tuned. Today's episode of Hit Drum. And again, just focusing on the feet right now. Eventually I'll add in the hands, but not right now. And 2, and 2. Heel up, 2, and 2. You can tell which of the techniques I've worked on more. Heel down is what I primarily play because it gives you more control over the dynamics and stuff, but I want to keep switching back and forth between those two so I can keep refining it and get better at it. That's progress right there. 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have been able to even play it at that poor of a quality. It would have been worse. Now, I am going to call it here, and I'm going to get ready for Yakuza Like a Dragon. I think it's like part 4 that I'm going through. On my home tab of YouTube, you can find all of the gaming, all of the drumming, all of the computer science stuff in these different sections. Just click on a header, like the chop stuff, or the gaming stuff, or the grid stuff. This is where I was practicing today. Every one of these playlists has a video at the top that shows you how to develop limb independence, as well as 62 different patterns that you can practice with any of these timing exercises, or any of these charts that are both straight and swung. There's over 500 marching bass stuff, there's drumline cadences, there's almost 300 sight reading exercises, there's almost 500 technique exercises. What I was just practicing, the chug with hertas, inside of this endurance and speed exercises playlist. There's 70 videos in there that you can use to work on your hands or your feet, and they all work on your endurance and speed in different ways. So practice them with your hands and your feet if you want to get extra complicated with it, but I'm not there yet. If you want any of the drumming tips that I've provided, there's just under 20 hours of drumming tips inside of this playlist, and there's currently 23 videos inside of this drumming lessons playlist. Lots of free content, any video that says members first are scheduled to come out for free. There's around 600 or so of those. So it might be 600 days from now because I release a new one every day, but it will come out for free. So stay tuned. If you want the early access, though, it's 99 cents. That's the cheapest I could possibly make it on YouTube. You just go to any one of the videos on my channel and click the join button, and it's 99 cents, and you get all 600-ish early access videos for free. Well, for 99 cents, not for free, but they will come out for free in the future, so you can just wait or get the early access. 100% up to you. My goal is to make this AdSense supported, so if you see an ad on this channel, it's helping me out in some way. And I currently make like $1 a day on all these drumming videos, so it pays my bills. It doesn't. Anyways, I'm going to call it here. It's going to take me 15 or 20 minutes to move all of this and to get set up for Yakuza. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to see that game from the beginning, under the gaming section, it's all the way at the bottom because, you know, the alphabet. So inside of here, it's a cool game. I'm enjoying it so far. But I hope you have a good rest of your day. If you enjoy these resources, share it. If you don't enjoy the resources, share it with an enemy. Goodbye.